let it consume me. In my last video, I talked about everything that's going on in the world and how we need to take care of ourselves and take care of our nervous systems and rest and not let it consume us. I have been letting it consume me. There are so many awful things coming out on a daily basis, multiple times a day, new information. And I can't stop watching it. I can't stop absorbing it. I can't stop listening to it, reading it, consuming it, and it has begun to consume me. I am anxious. I am scared. I am sad. I am heartbroken for what is happening right now. And I was torn between this place of wanting to keep myself grounded and wanting to not let it consume me, and at the same time feeling like nobody was addressing any of it. Nobody was talking about it. No one was sharing it. No one was spreading the word, and like real scary things are happening and nobody was saying anything. So I felt it was my duty to broadcast the signal, and now I need to be done. I need to be done. It's out there. The balls are rolling. People are taking action. People are finally waking up and paying attention. So I am going to do what I need to do for myself in this moment and step down. This was not my plan for this year. This wasn't anyone's plan for this year. Well, it was a select group of people's plan for this year. But now I think I have gone down enough rabbit holes. I have gotten on enough soapboxes on my social media, on Facebook and Instagram, and those are the only places I go. But I need to step back. So right now I am out and about. I am taking myself to the thrift store. It's a thrift store I've never been to before. I'm going to have some time to myself. I didn't have to nanny today, and Rowan's piano got canceled, and Adrian's off work, so I left. I left the house. I am at a little church mouse thrift store downtown. I've never been here. I'm really excited to see. I've only seen in the windows, and it looks amazing. So I'm having some time to myself because I need it. I need to get out of the house. I need to get off of my goddamn phone and just go look at some cute things. So I'm gonna take you with me, and we'll see if we can find any treasures. Just needed one more. One more. That was okay. Wasn't great. They did have a lot of stuff, but everything was a bit overpriced in my opinion. It was priced more like a resale shop, like an antique shop, not so much a thrift store, but it was cool. I'm glad I went. I'm glad now I know. I've been in there, and I did get a bunch of VHS tapes that, like, I'm sure you saw. I'm sure you saw. But I've been really wanting to collect VHS tapes and physical media again. It was one of our favorite, Adrian and mine's favorite things to do was to go and get used movies. And I've always dreamed of having a movie theater in our house. We're gonna turn the basement into a movie theater. And I wanna have actual physical movies to watch. But anyway, that was a nice little excursion. Now I've got some actual errands to run. I gotta go grocery shopping. Still feeling a lot of tension. Let's carry on with our day and see if we can't let some more of this go. Ah! Hi. Fun fact, I have had this hat probably since 1995, back in No Doubt's heyday. So it's actually been a few days, and a lot has occurred in those past few days. One of the things that has occurred is that I've decided that it's time for a shift in mindset. It's time for a shift in perspective. I have spoken before about going through difficult times and how when you're going through a difficult time, it's important to allow yourself to go to the dark place for a little bit. Like, allow yourself to fully dive into the dark place. Let yourself feel all the feelings. Let yourself feel all the fear. Doom scroll your heart out. Just go down in the dumps and get into it. But once you have felt all of your feelings, let yourself cry and be afraid and scream. Do whatever you gotta do to feel all of those heavy feelings. But then when you're done, it's time to shift. The most recent example I can give you is back in September when Adrian lost his job. We allowed ourselves to feel all the fear, all the anxiety, all the, oh my God, what are we gonna do? We allowed ourselves to feel all of it for one night. And the next day we woke up and we said, okay, let's get to work. What do we need to do to handle this situation? And we did. We got to work. We took steps, and everything turned out way better than it had been for the past few years. And though this whole situation is very different because it's not personal, it is a community, it is a collective issue that we are dealing with. For me, the practice still remains. We can be in fear as long as we need to be, but once we're done, we need to start shifting our perspective. I've been listening to Spirituality with Sam. She is on TikTok. She is also on YouTube. I don't do TikTok, but I do watch her on YouTube, and she has been talking a lot about this, how it's time to shift our mindset and remembering that we all have our roles to play. There are certain people who can be those like social justice warriors, activists. They can go and look at all the news and they can be like, yeah, oh my gosh, wow, what a riot. To paraphrase her, wow, what a riot. I can't say it. To paraphrase her, like, oh my God, wow, that's really wild. There's a lot of really awful things happening. Okay, let me call this person. Let me set up this meeting. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me tell the people. There are people who are better equipped for those kinds of things. And there are those of us who like read a couple things and suddenly we're in our rooms wrapped up in a blanket in the dark, just freaking out. There are those of us who are the social justice warriors. There are those of us who are the helpers. There are those of us who are the comforters. There are those of us who are to give inspiration, the artists, the creators, the makers, the dancers, the singers. They are there to inspire us. There are people who are there to encourage us. And there are those of us here to be the anchors. I don't know if you can hear, but Labyrinth is on in the background. It's usually on in the background in my house. There are those of us whose role in this whole situation is to go within and build up ourselves, and which is what I've been talking about, but I have not been following my own advice. So it's always nice to hear it from somebody else. But I have, listening to her has helped me have a shift in mindset and perspective, and remember that I have my own magic inside me. We all have our own magic inside us, and the last thing we need to do is allow the ugliness in the world to darken that, to allow the ugliness in the world to make us forget about ourselves and our own lives. So I am taking this moment in time, I am taking this opportunity to refocus, recalibrate, and remember what I had intended for myself for this year. And I'm going to talk about that more in another video, but I just wanted to end this one by offering an invitation for you if you've been feeling the doom scroll, if you've been feeling the fear and the anger and the... By the way, anger is healthy, especially when it's righteous female anger. Yes. Yes. But I just wanted to offer that invitation if you've been letting it consume you too, to take a moment and have a shift in perspective. Take a moment to remember the importance of tending to your own vessel, your own garden, your own life. Cannot ignore our own lives because we're so focused on the darkness in the world. But anyway, that's all I've got for today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I love you so very much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and take a break. Take a freaking break. Okay, bye. Oh, and scream if you need to.